So let's talk about that digital product and why it's not selling. The digital product that you created, that you have sitting in Canva, the digital product that you created and you have sitting on your website or on Gumroad or on PayHip, you have it sitting somewhere collecting dust. You put your all into that digital product, but it's still sitting there. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the truth about selling digital product that nobody talks to women over 40 about. I'm 50, but I noticed that a lot of ladies that are over 40, we're in a place where we're sometimes overthinkers. We're in a place where we're sometimes we procrastinate. We feel like everything has to be perfect. We are perfectionists. A lot of us are stuck in our ways. So we feel like a course, an ebook, or whatever we're putting out to the world has to be absolutely perfect before we put it out. But today we're going to talk about what is actually keeping you your product from selling, and it's not what you think. Your product is not the problem. Your visibility is. The marketing of that product is, and we're going to jump into that in a second. So a lot of women are in a space where they're feeling like, okay, the economy is slow, so people are not going to buy digital products. People are still buying products. We're going to talk about that in a second, but I was watching a video of somebody here on YouTube the other day. She started selling digital products, I believe, about 4 to 5 years ago. She started with $67 in her bank account. She announced the other day that she just hit 13.5 million. So digital products are selling. You spent months, you spent forever building that digital products. I have people that I've connected with that have taken years. They thought about the product and they thought about it for 6 months, and then they started creating it for 6 more months, and then they finally put it out there. But you spent minutes trying to sell it, or you spent minutes to post about it. And then you wonder why nobody bought it. So this pattern shows up again and again for us women that are over 40. But I want you to know that digital products still work in this day. Even if the economy is low, a lot of women want to know how they can earn more income. A lot of women want to work on their mindset. A lot of women want to work on their confidence. So the course that you have that's sitting there in your Canva folder could be a blessing to somebody else. So for me, I've created so many digital products. I started creating digital products in 2014. I am today still receiving notifications of payments received from digital products that I created 3, 4 years ago. Uh, and it's not like I'm having to promote them as much anymore. They're just still out there on certain platforms. I've been using the same website for 5 years. But the links are still out there on different platforms, Pinterest and my Facebook groups, on Instagram, different places. So people are still buying. That's the key to passive income. You create it once, and you keep selling it over and over and over again. So yes, the economy is uncertain right now, but like I just mentioned, people are still buying. You did not come this far to leave that course, that ebook, or that tool that you're wanting to sell in that Canva folder. Let's jump into building versus selling. A lot of us focus so much time on building, but when it comes time to sell, we're quiet. We post once and we ghost. That's it. We spend 2, 3, 4, 5 months building, but then we spend 2 minutes marketing our digital course or our ebook. So let's talk about what we talk about versus what we skip. We always talk about building your digital products, but we skip consistently marketing those digital products. We talk about designing the cover in Canva over and over again. I hear this a lot from ladies. I need to redesign my cover. I need to change this page in there because I've changed. So I want to make sure I'm changing this page. I'm telling you the ebooks that I created 3-4 years ago that are still selling today, I guarantee you I'm not going back to change anything. My website is still the same. I'm still the same person. Even though I've evolved from 3 or 4 years ago, I'm still the same person. My community is still the same. Now you may want to go in and update some links or something like that. But if you're saying, okay, I did a different brand colors. My brand colors have changed so much. If you're saying I want to go in, my logo has changed. I need to go in and change my logo. That is something that you can learn to let go and just upgrade for the future. Some things that we skip is writing descriptions that convert. When we are writing descriptions, a lot of times, so here's two things. One thing, we put a statement in ChatGPT or Claude and we say, okay, well, give me a description for this. We take that, we copy it and we paste it and we put it right into our website. We don't take out the M dashes. We don't take out the truth is statements. We don't take out all of the fluff that's added to those, and we just take that and copy it and paste it. We don't make it sound like ourselves. The next thing about writing descriptions that convert, you want to make sure you're speaking directly to your ideal client. So my ideal client, for example, her name is Vanessa Noel. She's a woman over 40 that wants to learn how to earn passive income because she's ready to leave her 9 to 5 or retire from her 9 to 5. So she wants additional streams of income. So you want to make sure your captions are converting the specific person that you're speaking with. So getting the text set up is what we talk about all the time. We got to get that perfect on our website versus showing up on the platforms. I always tell my ladies in my community and my clients, it's better done than perfect. You can always go back and change things out later on. You can always go back and change that description later on. You can always go back and add more videos to your course later on if you want. But the course that's sitting there in Canva right now, the course that's sitting there on your website that's hidden right now is making $0, 0 coins. It's making 0 coins. But if you're putting it out there, even if you're making 1 or 2 sales a week, that's something. You get feedback from the people who purchased it. You make updates if you want and can continue to push it. People talk about picking a price all the time. We sit and we dwell on pricing for weeks sometimes, days or weeks sometimes. But the one thing that we always skip is emailing your list with intention. A lot of us have email lists. Like I've connected with clients that have email lists of 200, of 500, of 1,000, and haven't emailed them in 6 months, a year. But when you're emailing them with intention, the price the price is going to tell you whether it's the right price or not. If you're sending emails and you're getting a good open rate and they're clicking and they're buying, that's a good price. If you're sending that email to them and no one buys at all, it may be either your copy in that email, your wording, or your pricing. So you'll just have to figure that out based on what you're doing. So start asking questions. If you know the people, like for me, I have a community, a Facebook community on Facebook, Passive Income Suite. I'm going to drop the link below if you want to go ahead and join us, ladies only. But if you have a community where you can give feedback, like for example, sometimes I'll send out emails. The first time I sent out my newsletter, I asked for feedback in my community. I want to know what I can change to make it better for my ideal client. A lot of us focus on or talk about all the time getting ready for the launch, but we don't sell enough. a lot of us say we don't want to sound salesy. You don't have to sound salesy. You can talk just like you talk to your friend. Well, some things we may not want to say, but kind of lighthearted. You want to make sure that you're putting out there what you've created in a way that your ideal client will receive it. So how long, let me know in the comments. Some of you probably commented already with the digital product that you have. How long have you had that digital product sitting there, unlisted on your website or sitting in Canva? So here's the builder trap that I always talk about. We're always improving, but never selling. We're always creating or tweaking the cover and never selling. But the posting trap is we're posting about it once and we keep it moving. We post about it once and we say, oh, well, nobody commented, so nobody wants it. Remember, there's an algorithm. If you're posting on Facebook or if you're posting on Instagram and Instagram did not put you on in front of them in the algorithm, they didn't see it. So you have to keep posting about it in different ways, see what works, and then post more of that. If you're posting one reel today on, just say, for example, Instagram, if you're posting one reel today, one reel today, one carousel today, and one static post today, look at all three of them and see which one converted better, which one got comments, which one got likes, which one got shares. Whatever worked, continue to create more of that. So you have to kind of go back and look at your analytics, see what works for you, and continue posting more of that. So what actually works, what women over 40 or 50 is doing that selling, are selling that doing a little bit differently. So if you are doing search-based platforms, for example, YouTube, Pinterest, and now Substack is a search-based platform. These platforms find buyers while you're asleep. Like, I'm somebody that will stay up all night until 3 or 4 in the morning, binge watching YouTube videos that I've saved to my watch later list. I'm someone that will be sitting in the bed at 9 o'clock at night, scrolling through Pinterest. So if you're showing up on those platforms in front of someone like me, if I'm your ideal client, I'm probably going to click and I'm probably going to grab my card if it's something that I want, or I'll save it for the next morning. And I'll say, a lot of times for me, I save it for the next morning and I come back and I say, okay, well, I want to join this person's school community. Let me go ahead and sign up for it. We want to make sure that if we are working an email list, we're being intentional about it. Every single word, every single sentence that we say in that email should lead them to a link. If you're sending it emails without a link, it should be, honestly, it should be randomly. Now, there are cases where, yes, you should send emails without selling anything. Like, for example, one person that I follow, she emails about maybe 4 or 5, no, probably about 4 times a week. One of her emails each week, I noticed that it does not have a link in it. And that's because she's building her brand, she's building her relationships, but I guarantee you those other 3 emails sell. So just say, for example, if you're sending 4 emails a month, one of those emails, if you want, just make it with no links. But for me, I'm going to put a link in every single email. I'm being intentional about what I'm selling. I'm being intentional about where I want people to go, even if it's a freebie or a free Facebook group. There's going to be a link included in each and every one of my emails. Market your product every single day. One post, one email, one story, one conversation. Just say, for example, okay, you don't want to post today. You don't want to create if you're posting on Instagram again, if you don't want to create an Instagram post, but you want to reach out to the people that requested information, jump in their inbox. If it's just say, for example, and I know a lot of people don't like jumping in people's inbox and we don't like people jumping in our inbox. But for example, Just hear me out. For me, if I am creating a post, I call it a ladder post, where I tell people, and other people have different names of it, where I tell people, I give the information in the post, and then I tell them, okay, comment mentor if you want the details. When they comment mentor, I will say, I will reply to them saying mentor, and I'll say, okay, go ahead and check your inbox, or I just sent a message to you. I'll message them. In most cases, I love doing voice clips. I'll message them with a voice clip, quick information, and then I'll drop the link. Or if you don't want to do voice clips, just drop a short, quick information and the link. I know a lot of us don't want people jumping in our inbox, but I think that comes into play when people are not asking for the information. Just say, for example, you're accepting a friend request on Facebook. As soon as you press that button to accept that friend request, that person is jumping into your inbox and saying, hey, how are you? Or they want to sell you something, or our company is having this meeting tonight. No. No, that's a no. But if somebody has asked for that information on your post, yes. And I get a lot of pushback on this sometimes because I see people, well, not me. I see people on other posts that say, why not just drop the information on the post? And I totally get that. A lot of people don't want anybody in their inbox. But for me, the reason that I do it that way is because each time you comment, or that person comments, or any people comment, and then I reply to their comment, that's pushing me up in the algorithm. That's getting more traction on the post. A lot of people's posts are sitting there, they're stagnant because they're not getting any engagement at all on their post. There was no call to action to tell anybody to comment, to save, to share, to do anything. So a lot of people are not getting any traction at all because they're not doing that. But when you ask people to comment, like I said, I call it a ladder post. When you ask people to comment, that one person comments, I reply, next person comments, I reply. You're being pushed up in the algorithm. That's 4 times right there. I've had ladder posts that go on for an entire week because I'm constantly replying. I'll even go in at the end of the day. There's one post literally where I was selling a low cost ebook. I think the ebook was like $12 or something. And when I got done with counting the total, or not counting, looking at what got done with the post over a week, basically, there were about 330 comments on the post. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't put a call to action for people to comment with that specific word. I made about, of course, 300 people didn't buy. I think about 75 people bought it, but that was a good amount of money that probably wouldn't have been made if I hadn't told people to comment, or if I hadn't told them to comment so I can jump in their inbox. We know a lot of platforms, they suppress our posts when we push our links in the comments. So that's a way to get around that. So if you know somebody, they're, and you know that they are your ideal client, they will buy before. Now, we always say strangers will buy before friends and family. So if somebody is somebody that you've recently connected with, and they are your ideal client, they're probably going to buy before somebody that just came on your post right now, right here, right now, at this very moment. So warm beats cold every time. And this is why I create Facebook communities. Anything that I'm doing over the years, I always push back to my Facebook community, Passive Income Suite, because ladies there, they get to know, like, and trust me every day. They see the silly side of me. They see the fun side of me. They see the funny when some days I'll get up with rollers in my head and I'll put like a funny happy Saturday or something post in there. They know me. So they're warm to me. So most of the ladies there buy from me or have bought from me. So here's the shift that changes everything. I want you to stop treating your offer as something that you launch just once and start treating it as something that you actively sell each and every week. The product is done, the selling never stops. So just say, for example, a lot of you are in corporate. If your company is selling something and they only sold that product one time, you probably would not have a job. So I want you to think about your business the same way. If you sell one ebook and you're depending on that to pay your bills, to pay your rent, to pay your car notes, you're probably not going to have a car note or a roof over your head. So you got to think about it just like that corporate office that you're working for, or just like that company that you're working for. They're selling things consistently every single day. So the selling never stops. So for those of you that are still here, I want to make sure that you are inside my community, Passive Income Suite. We empower women to six figures and beyond with your digital products, with your coaching products. On Saturdays and Sundays, I allow you to share your digital products, your courses, your ebooks, your services, your offers, your upcoming events. You can jump in the community on Saturdays and Sundays and create your own posts. You can jump into the communities on Saturdays and create a video and drop it there. Let ladies know what you do. Of course, this group is only for women. It says empowering women, but for some reason I'm getting a lot of men that are requesting it. Men, we love you, but the community is for women only. Sorry. All right. So your next steps for the week, I want you to write one. If you have an email list, write one email this week, even if you're sending out one email a week. And make sure every single sentence that you're writing is leading that person, him or her, to that one link, at least one link, unless you're doing a newsletter. Newsletters, of course, they can have multiple links. Post about your offer every day for the next 7 days in a different way. If you don't know a different way to talk about your offer, drop it in Claude or ChatGPT and just say, give me 7 different ways to talk about this offer in a down-to-earth conversational tone. You don't want it to be in a way that it looks corporate or it looks salesy. So you can put that in there also. Go back to the woman who said she was interested but never bought. I am the follow-up queen. I know the ladies in my community can tell you, I will follow up with you. I will send you a voice clip. Hey girl, I just want to check in with you to see if you were still interested in such and such that you bought, or that you asked about last month. I have a client that I reached out to yesterday. I followed up with yesterday that asked about a higher tier package in December. So I followed up with her yesterday. I am always following up with people that are interested in things, just to see if they're ready and to continue the conversation. Get on a search platform this week. If you're not on YouTube, get on YouTube. This is the space where people get to know, like, and trust you. I am a realtor. I'm actually letting go of my license now after 25 years. Some of my biggest clients, my highest sales, have come from people who have connected with me here on YouTube. And it's because they find my videos here. And if you go back through some of my old videos, I left them up. All of my real estate videos are still up. But I want you to create a YouTube video or a YouTube channel and start creating videos once a week. Once you start creating those videos once a week, you'll get into a space where people get to know, like, and trust you. And like my real estate clients that found me on YouTube, they will binge watch your videos. Like they literally binge watch my videos and called me and said, I want to hire you. Like there, and these transactions from YouTube were my highest paid transactions of my 25-year career in real estate. The ones that were closed from YouTube. So this is your moment. In spite of the economy, not in spite of it, but because of it. A lot of people are in the space where they're looking to create more streams of income. They're looking to create a better mindset. They're looking to budget better. They're looking to do different things in their life. And if you have a product, put it out there. I want you to check out my mentorship. It's in my mentorship, I just added a 7-day challenge. It's called Sell It in 7, where we go deeper into ways that you can sell your digital product each and every day for 7 days. There's videos that are already there. They are leaked to you once a day, so you're not jumping ahead. We want to make sure that anything that you do in that community, that you're watching a video and you're implementing. So I'm going to drop the link to that below. But if those of you, if some of you are here and you are in a space where you just say, I don't have a digital product, or I created my digital product 5 years ago, I need to know what to create now. I want you to go ahead and click the link to grab the Experience to Income quiz. This is a free quiz that you can take, 7 questions, less than 3 minutes, and then you'll get the results of your next steps right there. So let me know what questions you have. Comment below. I always read every single question and reply. So I will talk to you all soon.